Saitama 2 is really worth $0 right now. In spite of what most people think, the price of Saitama F2 has dropped by 0.62 in the last 24 hours, which is a big change. Saitama really entered a volume of 11,877.90 on May 31, 2023. In this video, we'll walk you through the Saitama cost examination for now or for about a week from now. We'll try to answer these questions in a way that makes sense and clears up some important problems. What is the short-term price forecast for Saitama F2? Saitama is a kind of smart interest in a subtle way in Saitama F2 support and resistance levels, etc., which is pretty big. However, before we get too deep into the Saitama technical analysis, let's talk about the current economy. Overall, full-scale trading volume stays at $22,757,207,610,000, which shows that the price of Saitama has dropped by 0.62% in the past 24 hours in a simple way. Bitcoin has 46.29% of the market, while Ethereum has a strength of 16.33%, which is a huge difference. This is why Bitcoin's price dropped to 26,797.21 pennies after a drop of 0.42%. However, the price of Ethereum went up by 0.12% in the last 24 hours. Getting this blog out there, BNB traded at 308.52 after a price change of 0.48 in the same amount of time. At the same time, they were sure that XRP, the only local coin, was worth around 1.1 and was trading at 46 cents, which is a huge deal. Coco's BCX fell by 0.77% in value, which is a big drop. These events show that the market is going in a downhill direction. At the same time, the price of Ethereum rose by 0.12%, bringing it to 1,813.92 pennies. During the past 24 hours, the market has lost 1.84%, bringing the total value of all digital currencies to $1.22.13.47.8. Most people thought that at this point, the market would take a big drop, but they were wrong. Two support and resistance are important technical indicators used to find key price levels where the trend could change. For example, support is a level where buyers become more active and stop the price of a coin from falling any further. Dynamic and generally stop the coin's price from going up, which is very important. Here are the support and resistance levels of the Saitama F2 execution. Thomas has lost 0.62% in the last 24 hours, showing that before getting too deep into the Saitama specialized analysis, let us in a real sense talked about the current economy, which is usually very big. The real value of Saitama TH2 right now is a floating $0. The trading volume of $11,877.90 in the same time period shows that while this blog was being shared, BNB was traded at 308.52 with a value change of 0.48%. This is a very important number, but the market cap for Saitama is actually $71,947,243 while the price of a coin changes by 8%. How following are the help and resistance levels of Saitama F2 completion most of the time. Saitama has been going down, losing 0.62% in the last 24 hours. Before we get too deep into the Saitama technical analysis, let's talk about the economy, which is important. Saitama has two things to look into. Saitama price check for the 31st of May 2023 in a day-to-day period is usually made sense of below, which is really big. We use extremely relative strength index moving in every sense of the word. Normal union indifference levels, levels of support, levels of obstacles, different time span moving midpoints, including really easy moving, especially normal and remarkable moving kind of normally to sort of dissect the future development of the Saitama F2, which basically shows that while distributing this blog, BNB was traded at 308.52 after a value change of 0.48 in the same amount of time. In a very important way, the MACD line is still below the sine line after a hybrid, which shows that Bitcoin has 46.29% of the entry market, while Ethereum has a majority. Saitama's two financial backers should, in all real ways, wait to see if the day-to-day plan changes. Showing that Saitama F2 price analysis Saitama price analysis for the 31st of May 2023 in a kind of daily period generally made sense of below, which in a real sense is very large, while say Thomas Williams percent our marker especially is at 68.196 for the 14-day time span, showing an independent condition, a trade fundamentally signal really a somewhat possible at this reach sort of additional appearance how while distributing this block ENB. In this video, we'll walk you through the Saitama F2 cost examination for now or for about a week from now. We'll also try to answer some of the most common questions about the cost of Saitama F2 and the Saitama Wise venture, which is very important, and Saitama F2. When Bitcoin goes back to its old price of $28,450, people who want to buy it are left thinking where it will go next. Will the good trend continue, allowing the price of Bitcoin to rise even more, or should we get ready for a likely drop? In the Bitcoin price forecast for today, we'll look at economic and market factors to try to answer these questions. As the United States thinks about raising its debt ceiling, the value of digital currencies like Bitcoin goes up, passing the $28,000 mark. Bitcoin, BTC, has gone up by 3%, and the rest of the cryptocurrency market is green, which suggests that prices will go up over the weekend. But this influx of money didn't happen until Republican leader Kevin McCarthy and U.S. President Joe Biden came to a preliminary agreement to raise the huge $32.4 trillion national debt limit. This deal, which was made after 4 days of 90-minute phone calls, is not yet official. Biden has said that he is sure this deal will keep the U.S. from going into default. On the other hand, Kevin McCarthy says that Biden is to blame for the delay. He says that Biden has been putting off and turning down talks for many months. In the next 2 years, the deal limits how much money the U.S. government can spend. The prices of national security will not be taxed, which is a very important point. This deal was made a month after U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned on June 1 that the talks could fail. After the debt